Hello and welcome to our daily brown bag, where today we're going to be talking about mobile SEO and what it is and why it matters. I'm Chad Hill and I'm joined by Adam Stetzer.
Yeah, good morning, Chad. Mobile SEO is kind of a fascinating topic because the internet is evolving. I mean, it used to be seen as sort of a single channel, and now people are sort of dancing through different devices, accessing the internet, continuing their experience between desktop and mobile. I've seen this in my own behavior. Sometimes at night, I'm sitting in front of the TV with the laptop open in front of me, but then I have a tablet to the side, and I'm actually jogging between the two. So behaviors and intentions are definitely changing. And people who study this, our internet marketing audience, of course, wants to know how to best be prepared as these demographics shift. Here's a few numbers. I mean, there are 1.2 billion users accessing the web via a mobile device currently, and some estimates say that 25% of searches worldwide are now conducted on mobile. I know Google's been pretty vocal about the fact that this trend is likely to explode, and of course their heavy investment in Android shows that they're going to be right there. So what are some top points of advice we have for people trying to conquer mobile SEO, get their head around this, understand the consumer behavior?
Well, usually the first question people have is, my website is ranking well in desktop search. Isn't it going to rank well on mobile SEO? And today I think that's for the most part largely true. The results and the interface of seeing the results are a little different, but typically the results are similar. Now there are some improvements Google's making where you'll sometimes see in a mobile search that there's an icon next to search results that might say that the page that you're going to be going to is mobile friendly, because no one wants to see the result, click on that link on their mobile device, and then go to a page that you can't view from a mobile device. So they are making some changes there. But I think the really important thing that people need to start thinking about is how the context of what people are looking for when using a mobile device, or the context is different, because when you're on a desktop, you think about the environment, or you're on your couch, Adam, you're sitting in front of a screen, a large screen that you can consume and scroll through. When you're on a mobile device, you might be walking, you might be not supposed to be, but you might be in your car. You're trying to get to some information very quickly, and so people are looking to take quicker actions, get results quicker, and then take an action. So you need to be thinking about, what am I doing for the percentage of my audience that's coming to this page on a mobile device versus the percentage of my audience that's coming to it on a desktop device. So it really becomes more about your on-site and what are you doing to what are you doing about the conversion and the audience that's on your website.
Yeah, so this is a complex topic. Mobile SEO, what you're saying is you've got several layers here, and let's see if we can peel back the onion a bit. So certainly context and consumer intention are pretty big to get your head around this topic. You're right, people on the go are looking for directions. They're looking for the closest gas station, where is the post office, or they may be doing simple transactions like, I want to order a pizza or find a restaurant I want to take my family to. Those would be very typical contexts within which a consumer is going to probably execute on a mobile device, versus I'm going to make a long, well-researched purchase decision for a new car or a new computer or to put a new roof on my house. My guess is those are not contexts or purchasing decisions that would gravitate towards a mobile device, just because the format, as you said, isn't long enough form for people to get the information. They really do want in-depth information. So that's probably a first level you could kind of cut and think about what the consumer behavior is. But the other thing you said, Chad, that was interesting is that the search engines aren't really there yet on understanding, or at least folding into their signals, these different contexts and consumer behaviors. As you said, the principles are still essentially the same. So I guess we're really focused here on, if you understand your audience and who you're going after, you need to optimize that user experience, and that's basically on-site SEO. But I think we'd be foolish to think that the search engines won't evolve in this direction, right? We know Google's great at that, and they've got to be pushing hard in this direction.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, we have a little bit of information here that says back in June, Google started rolling out some changes that would actually, again, change around the rankings a little bit based on a couple of factors. I'm going to read some of these. So if one thing is faulty redirects. So if a redirect goes to an irrelevant page on a mobile optimized website, and we see this a lot. This is like, the result is taking you to a deep piece of content on a website. You click on it, and it redirects you to the home page of a mobile optimized website. That's a miss on experience for a customer when they wanted to go to one piece of content. Now they have to actually find it, if they can even find it on the mobile website. So they're gonna start cracking down on that. smartphone only errors. So again, their crawlers are going to get smarter about looking at the content not only from the perspective of a desktop browser, but also as a smartphone. And if your site doesn't work on a smartphone, they're not going to put you in the search results. Bot errors, site speed. So if your website is extremely slow to load, most people on, again, on mobile devices tend to have a slower connection at your home. That's changing, but they're going to potentially influence rankings there. So they're making a lot of changes here that I think over, my guess over the next several months and years, that's going to get smarter, and the results for a mobile device and for a desktop will start diverging more, but we're early in this right now.
Right, so I think the real practical advice for small business websites is first, get in your analytics and understand how many people come to you on a mobile device. That's data that's fully discoverable, and you should have at your fingertips to understand just how critical this is for you. Also, think about the things we said at the top end of this video in terms of who your audience is, what kind of product are you selling, and what's their purchase decision likely to be, and if that's something that you would want them to do on a mobile device. And so as you take those things into consideration, you can decide how much mobile SEO optimization you really need to do, and if the answer is a fair amount, you can see the criteria are quite different, and even if they're not in the search engine algorithm today, you can bet they will be soon, and regardless, that user experience, that UX, we know is just so important anytime. So those are some of our thoughts on mobile SEO. We'd like to hear your stories and comments on what you've done for mobile, or maybe if you haven't done anything, and we also would ask you to subscribe to our videos.